October 20th, 2023. I'm taking my throne back and putting my crowns back on. I received some downloads last night that really gave me more insight and perspective. It all goes back to the pedestal journal that I wrote about a year ago. I was purposefully putting people on my pedestal and bringing myself down onto theirs. God spoke to me yesterday. Okay, I just heard that it actually was Jesus. And yes, it was, because I was called to pick up the Bible that I have and open up a random page. I read about 5 pages, and it was all about Jesus. I read about his crucifixion and his resurrection. He wanted to make his presence known. He wanted me to see what seemed like was unfair was actually in God's big plan for humanity. He was shown the way by God and given the promise by God, and he, Jesus, made sure that he stayed devoted to God, to God's plan, to his promise from God, and was willing to proceed with the assignment despite what was happening to him. Jesus spoke to me clairaudiently. It was a rather deep voice. He spoke to me before I was called to pick up the Bible to read. Jesus said that he is close to me and he watches over me and my loved ones. Jesus went on to assure me that I have been chosen by God to live out a similar but different plan. He told me that what I was doing, keeping myself in a box, not able to flourish when I really want to. He went on to tell me in a disciplinary voice that what I am doing is challenging God's plan or judgment. Jesus says my soul is very elevated into unconditional love. What I am experiencing is the shadow side of love, which is sacrifice. I have sacrificed myself for others. I have sacrificed my life in the attempt to make their lives better, which has done nothing but backfire onto myself. Jesus says that my actions of putting people on my pedestal and me dropping down to theirs is basically saying that God is being unfair to those people. So instead, I will take matters into my own hands and elevate them where I feel like they belong. I was loving so hard that I had picked up an unhealthy way of showing it. I have been purposefully raised around people who are suffering in terms of love, therefore having a lack mentality, and those who put material possessions and status above love and personal development. These are all levels in which I have passed and have elevated to higher levels of consciousness and greater perspective of love and what that really means. This was the test of my soul in this incarnation and was the gift from God to me so that I would be able to get stronger and have the strength to be capable of reaching enlightenment in which I have now. I needed to go through every single last thing that I've been through in order to gain the knowledge and wisdom from the healing thereafter. I am here now, and I have learned the big lesson that God has intended for me to learn thus far. I was meant to be around people who was less elevated than I was. I was meant to feel bad for them and sacrifice myself and my growth in order for them to be bumped up several levels above. I think that it's called being a martyr. Someone who has a false hero complex. Someone wanting to be a savior that goes against God's wishes and plan. That savior complex is brought on when we feel that unfairness is happening and we feel as if we can even out the justice scale in a way that will better suit the ones we feel are receiving injustice. And it becomes unhealthy for both the savior and for those we try to save. The scales are balanced out correctly per God's plan. There are lessons and behind the scene things happening that are in order with divine timing and divine order at play. This is all set up purposefully and perfectly so that souls can elevate higher, bringing us closer and closer back to source energy, giving us more power and making our souls more powerful as we ascend. To defy God's orders and the promises that He has put into our DNA is to attempt to scale the balance of justice in a way that ultimately favors us. When in reality, karma is always at play, cause and effect. And also when all paths lead home. All I do is cause my lessons and the pain and frustrations that come with these lessons. But again, since everything is fair, that means with these lessons comes more strength and wisdom once you decide to heal from them. Those who do not decide to heal will continue to be in a repetitive cycle of misery and dis-ease until they decide to do so. I am not meant to know the when, why, where, and how. I am meant to just know what I know and obey and be devoted and trust the process, knowing that God, the universe, source energy, the omnipresence is fair, and everything in life is so purposefully and masterfully laid out as blessings for us and the evolution of Himself. Everything is divine order and in divine timing. So going back to what Jesus was explaining to me was that I was meant to think that I could play God, ha ha ha, to then find out that it's not my role. God never, ever makes mistakes. God is in fact fair, meaning everything is equally earned and given opportunities to earn. There are lessons that are programmed within my DNA to learn. And there are lessons that are programmed within the people that I put on my pedestal that are within their blueprint as well. Because we are all elevated differently on a soul level, then that means we will have different ways of doing things, and we all have different lessons to learn while incarnated. The best part about it is that we all need each other no matter what in order to receive the hurt, the pain, anger, frustration, trauma. We need this from others in order to have the capability to ascend on a soul level. Without it, there's not enough pressure there to create the diamond. Adversity, obstacles, and the things that I have named above are the only ways that we can grow and elevate. They are also the only way we are able to know how good we are doing and be able to scale if we are in fact nowhere we are supposed to be. Without those violations, or should I say the shadows, no one will know if they are good or bad, thus not having the scale of justice to tell us how unbalanced we are or if we have grown. Without this, gratitude could not exist. Happiness couldn't exist. Virtues couldn't exist. Joy or passion wouldn't exist. I mean, they would, but we would not know it. Same for love. It would exist, but Same for love. It would exist, but we have no scale in order to know it. So the lesson that I have learned was a shadow aspect of love. Hate is one of them, and even envy. However, I actually love them too much, aka more than myself. I cannot love someone more than myself and think that I am a saint because of it, or believe that I can even out the scales that way. On a human level, that leaves me where I cannot create the magic that I am used to making because I am not on a vibrational frequency in which my magic can work. I'm here trying to create massively bright ideas and ambitious movements, but I cannot be on an energy level where I no longer have those superpowers. I am now forced to be in an energy that is disruptive to my nature because, I am forced to be Not really getting that, but I will still read it. I am now forced to be in an energy that is disruptive to my nature because I am consciously aware of more down here. And I am somewhere where I can only thrive at the level in which I am at, no further. And on the flip side, they are on my pedestal and in an energy that they are not consciously aware of. It makes them feel inadequate because here I am trying to tell them that they are something that they do not have the altitude to embody just yet, and that they are deserving to be where they are. It also doesn't make them feel good in the end because as they look down to me, they see that I am elevated and deserve more and is capable of more than them, even though they are above me. Me switching pedestals my whole life has set a cap onto myself, only being able to thrive on this energy level. It started to eat at me, and I literally cannot live here anymore. It also gave those people a sense of entitlement that registered as them treating me less than. Them betraying me and hurting me and basically doing the natural things that they are energetically inclined to do. They are acting in accordance to where they are on a soul level in terms of lessons yet to be learned while incarnated. If anything, it also hurts them because they know they are hurting someone who doesn't deserve it, and yet they don't know why they are doing it. Deep down, they know that I have innocence and that I put them on a pedestal. They know that I love them so much and would do anything for them. Yet they are hurting me. And yet, for some reason, I am able to still have and embody so much love. A level of love that they do not yet possess. It is because of the level in which their soul is elevated versus my soul. I am closer to source. Therefore, I am able to embody more of the unconditional love than they are. And at the same time, here I am trying to make them feel bad for me in hopes that they do better, in hopes that they learn how to embody more love. Here I am suffering within this energy and now growing angry and spiteful and full of resentment because I have lowered myself so that they can elevate and be free and create the magic that I am able to make at that level and feel the unconditional love despite anything that I am able to feel while up there. And what has happened? They are still within their energy, which is less elevated than mine spiritually. They are acting within their natural state of energy and within alignment of the plan and lessons that God has for them, but not acting in the way that I had planned for them instead. LOL. That is me attempting to be the savior and challenge God on his plan whilst sacrificing myself and my ascension process. Deep. It also has these people feeling entitled over me, feeling like they are better than me, feeling like they can control me, feeling like I need to stay where I am at. I have been afraid to step back onto my throne and putting my crowns back on my head. The reason why is because I know that it is going to bother the hell out of the people that I put there. Also because I know that they will not stand and cannot stand to see me in my light and back on my throne. I know that it will hurt them deeply. It will hurt because what they knew to be true on a deeper level is in fact true. That I am a star. I am meant to shine in a way that they are not. That I am deserving of what's to come and deserving to be who I actually am. They will begin to sit with themselves and reminisce about me and the things I've done for them and the way that they have treated me instead. They will have to understand why we can no longer be together. Because we were never meant to be with each other. Instead, we were put here to both awaken each other and enlighten each other to ascend even further and closer to source. I cannot live on their energy flow, and they can no longer live on mine. And we both cannot coexist for long periods of time together. We are from different worlds, and we have different magic and magical tricks. Jesus showed me as a dragon rising up and flying up from their pedestal to where mine is. The people that are there and have been there my whole life are not willing to come down. Again, they are being within their natural state of growth both on a soul level and human level. However, I knew better, both on a soul level and on a human level. Jesus assured me that this was a major cycle and contract. Jesus assured me that this was a major cycle and contract that I, along with these people, have signed up for, and now it's reached its completion. I am meant to learn this in order to ascend, and they are meant to learn this in order for their ascension. This karma is not over yet. I am having the last laugh here, and their karma is that they will have to watch and be triggered into their awakening with God and choose to heal or suffer. I chose to heal, so now I am receiving my good karma payout. What they will do has nothing to do with me. I've done my part, and they have beautifully done theirs. Without all of the pressure that has been put on me for all of these years, I could have never come out to the diamond that I am prepared to show off now. Had I decided to not heal and blame people and stay in sorrow, I would have suffered until death. And that soul contract would not be fulfilled. And yes, I would have had to reincarnate again with the same lessons. Imagine if Jesus did not go as planned and had decided to do what he took to, and imagine if Jesus did not go as planned and decided to not do what it took. Sorry, guys, 1 second. Imagine if Jesus did not go as planned and had decided to do what it took to not get crucified. What if he just decided to not do what God has planned for him to do? God's plan is bigger than us, like way bigger than us. Whenever we defy his orders, we suffer and then reincarnate to do it all over again until we succeed. One thing is for sure, at some point it will happen because it's the divine order and the divine timing, which is always right on time, not by coincidence. And all paths lead home to God, source, the creator of the all there is and all there ever will be. So no worries, it will get done because it's God's plan. So what is being asked of me now is to be the dragon and blow fire in the air as a warning to those who are unwilling to get down from off of my pedestal. Then the next blow of fire will be onto those who challenges me to my throne and pedestal. No one pushes me around. No one tells me what to do. No one intimidates me. No one is welcome on my pedestal but me. All others must go now or be torched to ashes. Okay? God's orders. It's either me or them. And because I finally decided to pick me, I get a second chance at life. I get this rebirth and resurrection. Oh shit, like Jesus. I get it now. Thank you, dear Jesus, my Lord and Savior. While that was all figuratively within the 3D plane here on earth, I am given the green light to shine like the diamond I am, with the full understanding that I am meant to trigger, blow fire, to those who aren't meant to be in my energy. I have completed the first part and contract, and it's time to move on to the next phase. But yes, they are not to be with me. They're not meant to be with me in this next phase at all. I am to walk completely in my power within balance of my masculine and feminine energies, while being conscious of my shadow self as the scale. I am to trigger them, and this will happen naturally, being me, myself. I am to be in expectance of the universe to bring to me all that I need to know and all that I need to have while maneuvering through this last bit of the completion of this cycle. I am to celebrate who I am. I am to be in a continuous state of gratitude and celebration. I am to be in love with myself, in love with the people around me, and in love with life. I am to exude both my masculine and feminine energy. I am to be conscious of my shadow self scale. I am to flow and dance with the universe. I am to step outside of my comfort zone and grow. I am to be as magical as I know I am. I am to perform many magical tricks. I am to be whimsical, fairy-like, and one with Mother Gaia, Earth. I know who I am. I know what I am capable of. I know what I was meant to do on a broader aspect. I am to give myself grace and ease. I am to be patient and move slowly, but with efficiency. Basically, all that my pedestal and throne entails. I'm back, bitches. Hide your kids, hide your wives. Beautiful lessons, God, and great power obtained here. Thank you. Thank you to the Lord and Savior, to my Lord and Savior, my personal ascended Master, Jesus. You are everything, and I look up to you always into infinity and beyond. I just heard him say, you always say that every incarnation.